On the guest list, the cast of Somebody I Used to Know.
Congratulations on a great project.
Thank you.
So I have questions, so many questions. Allison, this movie, Somebody I Used to Know, has elements of everything. I mean, as you were writing this, were you thinking you wanted dramedy and comedy and drama and romance? I mean, it's a little bit of an amalgamation of everything.
Definitely. I actually think at the onset, we really set out to make a romantic comedy. We were really inspired by what we consider the classics from our youth in the 80s and 90s, your When Harry Met Sally, My Best Friend's Wedding. But sort of organically, as we were writing it and trying to keep all of the characters really grounded and real and kind of like follow their natural reactions, it just became something sort of different. And when people ask me about it now, I am sort of like, it's a rom-com with a heavy dose of dram. Like, it's a hard movie to describe, or even like, we'll describe it as more of an adult coming-of-age story, because the story, it sort of just found its way into this other avenue. Kind of like the characters. Romedy.
Like a dramedy.
Dram with comedy.
Yeah.
Romedy.
Romedy.
I like a lot of drama.
Romedy's the remedy.
Is the remedy.
Don't get me started.
So Jay, when you have this very entertaining movie, obviously people are going to be entertained, but because of the drama, there's going to be a lot they can take away from this. What are you hoping people bring out of this?
What do you think? What do you guys think?
I mean, I hope that people,
They break up.
No.
They want
married.
everybody to break up.
Single.
Ruining households.
Break up or get married.
I think we just want people to talk. We want people to communicate. We want people to be themselves.
Have those
Show up,
hard
be
conversations.
present. Have the hard conversations.
Yes.
So, and I got to ask, Kiersey, you're working in a really unique experience. Your co-star is the co-writer who is also married to the director. What was the onset experience in that regard?
The way you said it makes me hate it. Yeah. I loved it. It's nice to. I loved it. I did. I loved it. I loved being able to act with Alison because she wrote it and was able to. I could just follow her lead. It was almost like, sorry, Dave, having two directors in a sense.
Sure.
Like being able to bounce off of you, knowing where you're going with it and how you imagined it when you wrote it. And Dave is Dave. I love Dave. I mean, it made it all very cozy, I think. Yeah.
All right. Well, so last question. I have a few seconds left, but what do you say to people who are in this situation in real life?
Oof.
Oh my God, get yourself out of it.
Get out. Yeah, get out.
I think,
Run. Just don't be in it.
I think it's what Jay said. It's all about communication and talking. Like, if these characters were a little bit better at communicating, things might not have gone as far. But also, like, sometimes you can't, there's no easy way around a situation. You just have to go through it, work your way through it, and address all of the things. So it's like, I guess the advice is like, face stuff head on.
I think that all three of them should just be in a relationship together.
I agree.
There you go. A thruple.
Yes.
Exactly. It's 2023.
Yeah.
2023 is the year of the thruple. I love it.
Really, actually is.
Thank you all so much. Congratulations again on a great project.
Thank you.
All right, Dave Taylor and with The List. Dave, Franco, it's so good to talk to you. Somebody I Used to Know is such a good movie, and it's kind of like a dramedy, a romantic dramedy. It mixes romance, drama, comedy. Was that your intent when you were writing this, directing it, to put elements of everything together?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it feels very true to Alison and my sensibilities, where the comedy's coming from the characters and the situations as opposed to like a bunch of one-liners. And when you're approaching the comedy that way, it's a little easier to kind of seamlessly transition into more dramatic scenes, because no matter what scene you're in, no matter how much comedy there is in the scene, you're playing it straight. You're playing everything very grounded. And so it was kind of easy to navigate because of that.
Yeah, I love that. And obviously people are going to be really entertained by it, but it seems like there's so much self-discovery in this movie that you're going to learn a lot too. What is one takeaway you really want people to have after watching this movie?
There's that thing where you almost can't help but think about who you used to be compared to who you are now and reflect on if you're happy about who you are now. And I think if the answer to that question is no, like it's not too late to pivot and get back on a path that will make you happy. And you know, personally, like in terms of like my work and the types of jobs that I want to do these days, it's like my main criteria now is I want to work on things that I know I'm going to have a good time doing and things that I genuinely feel passionate about, as opposed to like there are moments in my career where I maybe felt like, oh, I should do this job because it feels like the right next step. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is the second time you've directed your wife, Alison Brie. What is it like working with her as opposed to other actors? And is it easier or hard for you guys to separate kind of work life and relationship life?
It is a little difficult to set boundaries between work and life because like when we're working on this movie together, it's really all encompassing and we have to remind ourselves to take a step back at points and like check in with each other and be like, how are you outside of the movie? How's everything going? But it's so easy and wonderful working with her. I've always known what a great actress she was, but now that I've been in a position where I'm watching her so closely for months at a time, I realize she's one of the best. And this whole cast, I feel so lucky. I mean, everyone is just as friendly as they are talented, and it truly became this family environment. And I hope that you can kind of feel that when you're watching it, that everyone genuinely loves each other.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a movie full of love. If anybody out there watching is like, you know, maybe I want to do some kind of a job or something with my significant other, what advice would you have for them? Good idea, bad idea, pros and cons? What do you think?
It depends what your situation is, but I think if you are going to work with each other, just make sure that you genuinely believe in each other. Because again, Alison is just so talented across the board in every facet, and I just trust her more than anything. Even when we're not working together, if I'm writing something, if I'm doing anything creative, she's the first person I check in with, and I'm like, what do you think? And if she likes it, I know I'm on the right path.
That's very good advice. Thank you so much, Dave. Congrats on another awesome movie. I appreciate your time.